Hey guys, it's Mandy, Brick Road Co. Welcome back to my channel. This is my first 5-minute tip of 2020 and I am trying to wholeheartedly annoy my teenage daughter and I'm being successful as always. So welcome back. If you haven't tuned into my channel before, I have a series of 5-minute tips for resellers where I try to cram pertinent information in a 5-ish minute time period. And so today we are going to talk about Reseller Essentials. So I will go over a list of what I think are my absolute reseller essentials and then what I call optional essentials that have helped me along the way. And if you are just tuning in for the first time, welcome to my channel. I hope you like what you see. If you are coming back and you are a return visitor to my channel, thank you so much. I'm surprised anyone tolerates me, to be honest. But I do enjoy it and I like talking to you guys, so thank you for coming back. So let's get started with what I think are the top reseller essential items to have so you can be successful on your reselling journey. Number one would be measuring tape. So I've talked several times about whether or not you wish to include measurements in your listings when you are selling items online. I am a pro measure person. It is essential to have one of these guys or more. I prefer to have just a little container of various measuring tapes handy so that way I can do measurements, and I also keep one of these in my purse. Item number two would be to have a white wall or a white backdrop so you can have crisp, clean photos. Check out my prior 5-minute tip on options for white backdrops for photography that are either free or cheap, and you'd be surprised what you can come up with. Item number three, a sweater shaver. So this is your basic sweater shaver from Walmart, and some resellers like sweater stones. So I will be looking into that because I've heard that they have less of a potential to damage the item, and I have put holes in 2 different shirts with this. So if you buy a sweater shaver, be very careful with how you use it and what fabrics you use it on. Next up would be lint rollers. So I keep over here in my little nook a ton of lint rollers. I also keep lint rollers down in my packaging station, so that way as I'm packing items up, if I miss any pet hairs, because I do have 2 dogs, I can go ahead and do that process again. The next thing would be some props for flat lays. So as you're doing your flat lays, you can collect various props either around the house or from friends and family or as you're out thrifting. So stay tuned to a future video where I'm going to go over all the various things I use for my flat lays currently and how I obtain those. I have a basket that I just keep a bunch of stuff in, and some of these are decorations from around my house, old floral supplies, and then, you know, things that I collect during the holidays, like little ornaments and whatnot. So I find it nice to have a collection of items that you can use for flat lay props. The next 2 essential items I have are a dress form and a ring light. So you can find both of these items actually in my links down below. I am an Amazon affiliate and I do have a wonderful storefront that has all of my reseller essentials that I purchased from Amazon, and that would include both a dress form and my newer ring light. Those were both purchased on Amazon. Both of those have been very crucial in how wonderful my photography turns out. Next essential is a steamer, and this is the current steamer that I am using. It's a Shark steamer, but I am not a fan of squeezing this trigger here a lot, so we're going to be looking into another one. But regardless, a steamer is a great way to prep and clean your items without having to put additional wear and tear on your laundry equipment at home. Next essential item that I have is a printer or label printer. So while I used a standard inkjet printer for probably, I think, almost 3 years of my part-time reselling journey, I recently switched over to this wonderful Rollo thermal printer. And though I wish it was wireless, I absolutely love it. And then I purchased these on Amazon as well. So I will have those down in my links down below so you can take a peek at those. But I prefer the Rollo over the Dymo for several reasons. There are multiple thermal printers on the market that you can look into, and I think there are actually some wireless, but nonetheless you can get away with a standard inkjet printer very easily and efficiently as well. Okay, so the next thing you're going to want is some type of storage system for your inventory. So I utilize just the plastic bins in my garage, but you could use cardboard boxes, you could use all sorts of different things, but I recommend organizing and storing your inventory all in one location from the get-go. Next up would be some type of packing tape. I typically buy duct tape in bulk, and you can purchase that at Walmart, Costco, or even on Amazon. So I will link down some packing tape in my Amazon store as well. Additionally, you can either purchase or print off thank you cards, but I think that's very important to have when you mail it off. And if you have an eBay store, you are entitled to free products quarterly. If you have certain sizes of stores, you get more of a credit. They do not tell you this, so you have to keep an eye out for it through your seller hub, and I think it's under discounts. And thank you to Nina, last quarter shop on Poshmark, for telling me about that tip. I was able to pick up some eBay packing tape and poly mailers this quarter, and I've set an alarm in my phone so that way I don't miss that free opportunity for supplies 4 times a year through my eBay store discounts. So next up, you're going to want some boxes or poly mailers for shipping your sales out. So I use some various items for that. I purchase a lot of poly mailers from You Pack and Ship. So I have a lot of her poly mailers kind of just sitting around here in various different sizes. And then I also have some free eBay poly mailers, again, through my store credits. So I have gotten some of those in the 10 by 13 size. And then I have over here in my shipment station various sizes of the USPS boxes, which are very easily accessible here on my shelving unit. Bubble mailers. In my prior video, I actually linked to that website and showed you how to access the free USPS supplies via their store, so please do check that out. I think that's it for what I would consider the essentials. So then we'll move on to what is optional reseller stuff, and then of course, don't forget to let me know if I've missed anything, guys. Okay, so let's go over a few optional reseller essentials that I have. First would be a tripod with a timer, and honestly, for the $15 or so, I wish I would have done this way sooner. It's really helpful not only for shooting modeled listings, it's also helpful for social media. I highly recommend doing that, even though I'm putting that as an optional item. I would say that's $12 very well spent. Additionally, for packaging purposes, you could use plastic storage bags, tissue paper, ribbon, stickers, card making supplies. It's really endless as far as how you want to decorate your packaging, but if you're on a budget, you certainly do not need to do any of those things. Clothing rack, I have 4 now. So I started with a really janky one from Walmart that falls apart constantly, don't recommend it, and I have since upgraded to a few different ones from other stores, and I like them a lot better. My favorite is a very large wardrobe rack from Target, and I think it was about 50 bucks, and it was well worth the money. It sits in my garage for unprocessed inventory before I have prepped and cleaned it. Next up would be a few items for photography that I have accumulated and I love. Number 1, creepy styrofoam head. This one looks like it's been like curb checked or something, like so bad. Like literally, it's got like what happened to this poor thing? But this came from my grandma. I'm not gonna judge, I'm just gonna use it. So she shows up in my little hat photos every now and then. It's really nice for hats. It just makes hats look better. You can even snapseed this out, and I love that. These I purchased on eBay. They are shoe modeling forms. You can put them inside of a shoe, or you can prop the shoe up on top of them to make the shoe sit at more of an angle. So I just think it helps form the shoe a lot better, keeps the shape of them. So there you have it. Lastly are a few thrifted pretty hangers. I have some velvet ones and some wooden ones. I like to use these for my Instagram shots as well as my hanging up shots on the wall. Just looks a lot better than a wire or plastic hanger, don't you think? Something else I love is a white rug or a piece of fabric. So this is actually a yard or a third of a yard or something from Walmart, and I just went and picked up some of their fabric and then I just kind of trimmed off the edges. But you can use a white rug. Anything with that white fur is a really good option to have for photography. And let's see, last is more if you're selling on eBay or somewhere that you want to have shipping weights. This was purchased on Amazon, of course, because I've said that like 25 times. If you haven't picked up on that, Amazon is the place for resellers. Check out my storefront. I've got a very handy link to all of those. It is cost-free for you to go through there. It just goes through to a storefront that I've created for you of my favorite products. So that's all. It's just a simplified link. And this would be my favorite scale. And it's so pretty. It's pink. So love that. So there you have it. That's the end of my 5-minute tips, and this concludes what I would consider to be reseller essentials and reseller optional essentials. If you haven't yet and you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel. And if you have any other reseller essentials that you think I missed in this little bitty video, make sure you comment those down below. Hit that like button, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Bye.